IVM.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach Podcast, the bite-sized podcast filled with quick and easy actionable habits. Remember, great habits create that awesome life. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. And today's fun fact of the day has to do with death. Well, okay, it's not so bad. But did you know that the world's most dangerous job is that of a lumberjack? Lumberjacks are the people who cut down trees in forests. So they have these axes that have to be wielded, chainsaws going vrrrr, not to mention trees falling left, right, and center. Then there are poisonous animals that can kill them. All in all, they have the highest mortality rate of any profession on the planet. And the rate is 135.9 deaths per 100,000 workers. After this comes deep sea fishing with a death rate of 86 deaths per 100,000 workers. The interesting thing is that most of these crazy, dangerous jobs have very low salaries. One would think the higher the risk, the higher the salary, done to offset the risk or to make the job more enticing. Every now and then we meet or speak to people who put their life on the line for their job or for something that they are passionate about. Friends of mine are Mount Everest summiters. Others teach paragliding or base jumping. And all these jobs are dangerous. And they still do it. They can die doing it. But at least they enjoy or find meaning or love the job that they do. How many of us will spend our life doing a job we hate, for a boss we hate, in an industry we hate? Then, when it's all over, we will look back on these days and realize that we spent our life for that job. It is just that death came much later, a slow, prolonged death. We need to realize that whatever we do, it is something we pay for with our life. It is not that the job is dangerous. It is the sensation of a wasted life. As your habit coach, I want you to maximize your life, maximize your feelings of being alive, making your life feel fulfilled. I don't want you to look back at your life and wonder what you spent it on. One important aspect of this is the work that we do, because we dedicate our lives to it. Many of us get pushed into jobs we don't want, jobs that we just fell into and like a deep pit cannot figure out how to leave. We stay in a job for many reasons. We need the money, we have a family to support, it is expected of us. We work so hard for it, so might as well. But the worst reason to stay in a job that doesn't fulfill you is because you are comfortable in it. A job that you're just comfortable in is the most dangerous job in the world. A job that does not challenge you, does not allow you to grow. A job that is not scary is a job where complacency can set in. Does that mean we should all quit our jobs and learn to jump out of an airplane? No, I'm not asking you to quit your job. I am asking you to re-examine your life. What is the feeling your job leaves you with each day? Do you feel it was a day lived or a day that just passed? Once you know this, you can begin making changes, begin making choices. If you are unable to find a new job, start a side hustle, a business that you're passionate about that you can work on in evenings. There's always a way to live a more fulfilling life, a life that feels lived and not just spent. So your simple habit starts by asking yourself at the end of each working day, how do you feel? Do you feel energized, excited and fulfilled? Or do you feel drained, sad, regretful? If the latter is your consistent answer, realize that you are now in the most dangerous job in the world. Even if you're working in a bank or as a software engineer, it is still the most dangerous job in the world because it is eating away at your life. Then make a plan to change. Don't just quit without a plan. Move to something that will fulfill you, make you feel alive again. See, all jobs kill us. Some very fast, some very, very slow. So start these habits and share with us your progress using the hashtag #TheHabitCoach. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram. You can find lots more information on my website, awesome180.com, or check out different content on my YouTube channel called AWESOME 180. That's Awesome 180.
I hope you enjoyed that show. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'd like to thank the sponsors on the network this week, Storytel and The Whole Truth Foods. Thank you for supporting us. So, great week on the network again this week. Definitely do check out the Pragati podcast. Pavan spoke to Krish Ashok. They discussed science, knowledge, and the wonder of Indian home cooking. Staying in the realm of food, on This Round Is On Me, we had A.D. Singh as a guest. Gauri and A.D. discussed the 10 years anniversary of The Table and the 20-year anniversary of Olive. So two of Bombay's biggest restaurateurs have a conversation about the restaurant business. All Things Policy celebrated 500 episodes on January 27th. Manoj talks to Aditya and Anirudh about the surprising origins of the podcast, its evolution over the last few years, and its exciting future. This episode also marks their video debut, so definitely do check that out on YouTube. On Storytellers and Storysellers, Vineet talks to Ranjit Pratap Singh. Ranjit is the co-founder and CEO of Pratilipi. Pratilipi is a company that's recently acquired IVM, and Ranjit on this episode discusses his plans to build a homegrown media empire, his love for comics, and how India can have its own comic cinematic universe. And finally, Cyrus had an exciting week. We had some amazing guests this week. We had Vishal Gondal come and talk about Fauji. We had Atish Tathir talk about the various issues that he had been facing with his OCI card and other things like that. We had Adam Dow talk about things going on in the US and the evolution of what's happening there. We had Siddharth Kannan come and talk about his history with Cyrus and his new show. So definitely do come check that out as well. And with that, I hope to see you again next week.
Whether you're an established sports person or a budding one, or simply a sports enthusiast, join us, Tanvi and Shlok.
We are two passionate pro badminton players talking policy, mindset and everything sport.
So tune in to the Millennial Athlete every Monday.
Only on the IVM Podcast Network.
Trust us, it's gonna be lit.